I'm Ashley Marshall. I'm a certified nurse midwife at Charleston Birthplace. So my journey to midwifery was kind of serendipitous. I was a young pregnant mom 21 years ago and was clueless about my options as far as pregnancy and birth care. And I was living in the Southwest at the time, and in a state where midwives catch 1 out of 4 babies. So they were prevalent, and I opened the phone book, and the very first provider that I laid eyes on was the midwife that ultimately delivered my baby. So I went to her house for a consult, and she put a copy of Ina May Gaskin's Spiritual Midwifery in my hands, in one hand, and a cup of red raspberry leaf tea in the other, and she said, "Okay, let's talk about the kind of birth that you want." And so from the moment that I met her, I felt empowered. I felt like it was my experience. And after I had an amazing first out of hospital experience with my son, said, I don't know how I'm going to do this with my life, but I'm going to do this with my life somehow. And I just started kind of soaking up all the birth knowledge that I could. I made friends with a lot of midwives. I became a doula. I eventually became a nurse. Had a bunch more babies out of the hospital myself, and really just kind of fell in love with the art and science that is midwifery. And I was accepted to Frontier School of Midwifery and Family Nursing, and went through their program. Graduated from that program knowing I wanted to do out-of-hospital birth. Out-of-hospital birth is something that's near and dear to my heart. It always has been, both personally and professionally. So I worked at a home birth practice in North Carolina, and then wanted one more baby. And that was the nice thing about midwifery, is it just lended itself to kind of my own family's growth. And so I kind of took some time off of births, worked in a public health department with kind of low income and immigrant women, and that was just a really wonderful, fulfilling couple of years in my career. Learned a lot, did a lot of high risk, took care of a lot of high risk moms. And then decided at some point, probably about 2 years ago, that I really wanted to get back to my roots, which was birth center and out-of-hospital birth. And knew about Charleston Birthplace. There's CBP has a reputation in the the birth center world as being a pretty fabulous place. And I said, I'm going to work there one day. And it just so happened that my family was ready for a move. And they had a midwife position available, and I took the chance, and here I am. I've been here for a little over a year and really, really love it. And I keep telling everybody it's almost like a homecoming. It really feels, it really feels great to be back in that birth center space again.